see if I can get it to go live on my end. There it goes. There it goes. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you share. Hey, Deb. I don't have much to show you tonight because there's not much going on now that Celebration isn't here. And I'm already cutting for my club, so I don't even have that over here to show y'all. But I do have our prize winners from last week, so make sure you comment, make sure you share. Also, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that as well, because that always helps. But Kathy Smith is our winner. From last week, she's the one of the winners, and then Angie Brewer is the other. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Kathy Goldie. Angie, of course, I have yours. Kathy Smith, I don't have yours, so if you can email me, which in the description of this video is my email, send me an email and I will get that out to you. Our prize for next week is this Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder and die. So again, if you comment, you share, that will get you into that drawing. Okay, I think that is it. Again, it's very simple this week. So let's get to crafting. All right, I'm gonna cover it up and pull you down. Make sure I get it even here. And switch the camera. There we go. All right, I'm getting a little better at that, y'all. You know, it was kind of a hot mess at first, but I think I'm getting better at it. Let's see. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Verna. I don't know if I said your name either. Hello, hello. Okay, so we're going to use something tonight that the punch, and I'm sorry, is already sold out. But to make it easy for myself so you do not have to watch me fussy cut everything, we're going to use the punch. And give me just a second. I need to adjust a little bit. There we go. I'm going to use the punch, but I am going to show you how you can use without having the punch. So the stamp set is still available. It's a good stamp set. I like it a lot. I like St. Patty's Day, and I'm wearing green just for this stamp set today. Somebody in the office was wearing green. The other girl in the office was wearing green today because it's just the two of us in there pretty much all week. And we both were wearing the exact same color today. And we had a client come in and he was like, oh, but it's not St. Patrick's Day yet. And I said, on St. Patty's Day, I'll forget to wear the green. But I'm wearing it tonight, so that's all that matters, right? All right. So we are going to do our box first. We're going to do our 3D project. And inside of our little box is this Hostess cupcake. And I'm going to show you the box real quick. I got to move. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is it. It's a key lime is what it's called. I did taste it. It's not bad. Not my favorite. But it'll be all right. They have a strawberry one out right now as well. I'm sure it's for, this is probably St. Patty's Day and the other is probably for Easter. So we're going to grab another one of these. And then we're going to make a little box for it to sit down in. You have plenty of room, so if you wanted to add a little bit like extra little candies or whatever, you could do that too. Okay. I got my measurements for my box so I don't forget. Oh, look, I already put one in there. And okay, I'm going to pull in the Simply Scored tool really quick, and we're going to score our lid and our bottom. All right, and there are some funky measurements with this, just so you know. Well, with the lid part. So this is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 to make our box. We are going to score at 1 1/2 on all sides. And doing that gives us the height that we need for our hostess cake. And I should have pulled that down just a little bit more. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Make sure I'm in the screen here. And then we are going to score the lid. The lid is 4 13/16. And then we're going to score it at 3/4 on all sides. Now, I'm probably going a little fast. So, just so you know, there is a blog post for all of these projects today. And the measurements and the score lines are underneath all of them. Hello, Carrie. Happy Tuesday to you as well. So you can go over there, and there's a link in the description of the video for you to go over there as well. And then you can get all these beautiful measurements. All right. So we're going to burnish all those sides. We're going to do it with our lid as well. I've done so many cards lately that I really wanted to do. I wanted to actually do more than just one 3D, but I figured we'll do some cards too. Okay, I'm going to grab my larger scissors so that we can cut this. So we're going to cut on both sides of the hump so that we have a little bit of a spread in between our tab and our side. So it's going to look like that. And I think that makes it easier instead of cutting a notch on those insides. But then we're going to do a notch on the outsides. All right, then we're going to flip it around and do the same thing on all of these sides. So I posted this morning, I posted the other alternative project for last week's YouTube live for the paper pumpkin alternative. Y'all, I tried to upload that video like 6 times, and I'm pretty sure it was user error, and I don't know if it was because I was clicking off of it too fast or what, but anyway. So I did it again yesterday, last night, and I finally got it to work. So, but it was totally user error. So make sure you go check out that video too. That one is a labor of love to get uploaded. All right, I'm gonna grab my little scissors, my Stampin' Up ones, and we're gonna cut these. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna cut on either side of the hump. And quite frankly, you do not need to worry about notching too much on the outsides. You want to just do a little bit on the outside since it's your lid. So I'm doing a small sliver. And this is probably the longest part of boxes, is cutting all the little tabs and sides. All right, one more, and then we're set to go. And the only reason you're really notching this side of it is you just don't want the edges to show once you put your box together. All right. Now we're going to take some Seal Plus because, quite frankly, that is a very strong adhesive. And it is, thanks for being persistent. I was determined. If I had stayed up to put that video together, I was so determined. And I've never had that problem before. So that's why I really think it was user error. As I know it was user error. It's usually my error whenever I'm doing it. All right. I'm ripping the box here. There we go. The seal on this is just fine because the seal is pretty strong. So I am good with seal. My boxes have stayed together with it. So that's why we're using that. All right. So we're going to just fold these in. And I feel like I've done something wrong, y'all. I did. Do you know what I did? I scored it 1 instead of 1.5. That's okay, though. We're going to fix that real quick. 1.5. It's going to look a little janky, but it'll be all right. It's just a... All right, let's try this again. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try it, though. We're going to try it. We'll just cut that off. I don't know. I was not paying attention, apparently. I was talking too much about my user error and had another one. Okay. So now we're going to fold that up. I will redo that after we get off. But for now, we're going to make that work. You know, we all make mistakes, right? Okay, so we're going to put adhesive on this one too. And I think I'm almost out, which is why it's getting tougher. You could always use tear and tape as well. All right. Then we're going to fold those in. And there we go. Okay. And then when you put your lid on, it just slides right on down. Ta-da! Okay, so let's put our little hostess cake in. And then let's start doing our other pieces. So I have a piece of basic white right here. We're going to stamp our Clover on there. And we're going to stamp that in garden green. And make sure it's good and inked up. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And we're going to do sending luck and love. And then we're going to put it, let's do it down here. Now let's flip that over. I need it to come down just a little bit more. That'll work. Okay. And then you see I stamped it. Let's try that again. Boy, that was a lot easier than I imagined. Oh. You know, Carrie, I have a lot of practice in fixing my mistakes. That I do. All right, I'm going to stamp that one more time because do you see I put it on the wrong side there. I didn't give myself enough room at the end. So, to do my little flag. All right, I'm going to cut straight up like that. And then we're going to flag at the end. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still not super impressed with my Stampin' there, but we're going to make it work. Okay, we're going to take the punch and punch this out. But again, you can fussy cut. This is a very simple fussy cut. Very simple, I promise. Okay, so we've got those two pieces. Now we've got our gold foil already. We need to take this and we need to run it through our cut and emboss machine, and we're going to emboss it with the polka dot embossing folder. And for this plate, we are going to just have a number 1 and our gray. So you're just going to have number 1 and number 4. We're going to take our piece of basic white, lay it in there, run it through. And then ta-da! Now, I like this folder because it's the 3D, so it definitely has the polka dots in it, which is really nice. Now we're going to take our banners, pick a punch. We're going to stick it in. We're going to do our normal flag. I'm going to make sure it's lined up in there. Flip it. Run it back through. And I think that's just a little too long, so let's cut it. This is what I love about the, I stuck it in the wrong one. This is what I love about these punches, because we want to make it shorter. So I'm going to do this. I'll do one more. And then you could even use these pieces to put on a card somehow. All right, we're going to go with that. I'm going to try. That's my goal. And I will say I have one more project that will use it, but it will be on just a sample, so you'll just see a picture of it. I'm not actually going to make it. But I thought it turned out pretty good with this set. All right, so we're going to turn this over and we're going to put seal on the back. And plus, you need it just for the hash mark one. You need it for just that one, because that one's incredible. That one is really good. I will be using that one in my club for next month, which will be the I'll just show you real quick. Which is going to be the Seaside Bay. And we're gonna, the hash mark one is gonna be used in that. So, but that one's a good one. All right, we're gonna put adhesive on the back of this strip and attach it. And actually, let's trim this down a little bit too. We don't need it quite that long. All right, so we're gonna do that one at an angle. Now, let's go ahead and pop up our, oh, it does, Deb, which is a total another reason why you need it, because you have a grandson that likes to play golf and a husband. So, I was going to say, let's see if you can see that. Can you see? You might not be able to see it, but it does look like golf balls. That it does. That's pretty good observation by that person. All right, let me grab some dimensionals. And we're going to I cut my edges, so I need to use those up. All right, we're going to attach this right about here. We are going to take, so this is all of the Parakeet Party, because this is Parakeet Party. This is all the Parakeet Party that I had left. Well, I had double this, so I cut it in half. I really wanted to do a double bow, but I didn't really have enough ribbon to do that. So I came up with a little bit different of an option. We are going to cut there. Then we're going to take a glue dot. We're going to stick it on the back of this about dead center. And then we're going to attach it to the back of our ribbon. Like that. Then we're going to make sure that it's about the same length or maybe just a little bit longer. And I'm actually going to just trim this side down just a touch. And let's see. We'll do just a touch on that one. Then we are going to take another glue dot, put it on the back of that. And lay it right there next to our thing, our Clover. Now, it's not necessarily the double bow that I wanted, but I think it added enough to it, and I think it turned out actually really cool. Okay, so then we have our sentiment. So we're going to turn that over. We're going to put some dimensionals on that. Sometimes when crafting, you make happy mistakes. Oh, these edges are causing me some little issues there. All right, so then we're going to stick this right on over. Like, well, let's do it there. Okay, last but not least, we're going to add our little sequence here. And one good thing about these sequences is you don't really need anything to pick them up. They work just fine picking them up with your fingers. All right, so there is project 1. All right, I'm going to put those there. We're going to put our boxes there. And card number 2. Now I need to grab my cleaner real quick, so hold on just a second. Because we have garden green on this, and I'm gonna ink it up with some lighter colors. All right, so that is gonna be our next card. With this one too, you could use one of those new embossing folders. They have the hash mark one, or you could use the polka dots and put it behind that as well. Okay, so let's take all of our stuff out here. I think I've pulled out almost every single green that Stampin' Up! Has. Surprisingly enough, I didn't actually stamp with the Parakeet Party, but I used it for the cardstock, so. All right. We've got these right here, so we're going to put our sentiment on this one. And this is Pear Pizzazz. Well, I guess I didn't use soft sea foam for ink either, but I think I used just about every green within like our cardstock and our inks. All right, so we've got that. We're going to set that aside for a moment. We might actually need that again, but all right, let's take our 4-leaf clover. We're going to stamp it there. Then we're going to stamp it. Nope, we're not going to stamp it on that one, are we? Let's stamp it here. Then we're going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. Hey, Kathy. Yes. You know, it's okay to be late. All right. I'm not going to clean it to put it into the Mossy Meadow, only because it's a darker color. And it should not mess it up. All right, let's come over here. Okay. So again, to save time so y'all don't have to watch me fussy cut, we're going to just punch them out. So we're going to punch this one out. Make sure I'm in the camera. And then we'll punch this one out. And then this one. And if you didn't want to have to fussy cut all of these out, you could do your crumb cake a little bit larger and then put in the center of it a basic white piece and stamp both of your pear pizzazz and then just fussy cut out your Mossy Meadow so that it kind of stands up from the rest. But there's all kind of things that you could do to not have to fussy cut as well. All right, let's fold our card base over. And then we're going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. We're going to stamp our little small, tiny little clovers right here. Then do one up there. We're going to attach this to the inside. All right, so that's going to be our inside piece. Now we're going to take and kind of lay our crumb cake where we're going to adhere it to our card front. And we're going to take those clovers and we're going to stamp it there. Then we're going to come down here and stamp a whole bunch of them. Well, I mean, like I say a whole bunch. We're just going to stamp it twice. That's not a whole bunch, I know. Oh, you were? Oh, that means you're coming back home, doesn't it? Which is always a bummer because I know y'all like to be up there. All right, let's go ahead and adhere our crumb cake piece. And we want to make sure that we've got pieces sticking out, or the stamped image sticking out on both sides. There we go. We are going to pop up all 3 of our clovers. And let me put one more on it. Okay, so we're going to put this one. I'm going to use this as a guide. We're going to put this one right about here. And then this one. All right. Some more dimensionals. And I'm putting this many on because each of my jet outs, they need to have a dimensional so that it doesn't fall. All right, then we're gonna stick this one right about here. And then we're gonna flip this one over. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Thanks, Kathy Goldie. Oh, yes. Yes, Deb, it would be. Oh, calm. Oh, I like that. Lovely and calm. You know, it's not bright and loud like most of your St. Patty's Day stuff is, I guess. I mean, you know, when you think about St. Patty's Day, well, when you think about St. Patty's Day, you're not necessarily thinking subtle and calm either, are you? Mine are always subtle and calm, just FYI. All right, so then we're going to stick this one right on top, like that. Now we're going to tie, actually, let me go ahead. We're going to cut our sentiment. And I'm going to use my regular cutter because somewhere I have lost my little mini one. It's probably packed somewhere. So I'm just going to line that up. There we go. And we are going to flag both ends. So I'm going to cut that down. Cut that side down too. Flag our ends. Whoa. That went shooting across across the table. And then let's do this. Let's cut this one down just a touch more. And then that one went flying as well. There we go. And then we're not going to pop this up. We're just going to put adhesive on the back. And we're going to lay it right down here. Make sure it's straight though, or at least semi-straight. We are then going to take some of my favorite linen thread. We're going to tie a pretty large bow. Cut off that end. Grab a glue dot. And then we're going to stick it up under this corner. And it's going to kind of sit on the crumb cake when you put it in there. Okay, that might be a little big, but that's all right. Let's see if I can make it smaller. All right, there we go. Sometimes I get carried away with that linen thread. All right, so that is card number 2, or project number 2, I guess, technically. Maybe you'll try this one with the golf balls. I say go for it. Absolutely. Okay, next card, moving right along, is this one right here. And I love the deep, rich color of shaded spruce. I think it is a really, I guess you don't really see it much for St. Patty's Day, but I think it's good. But it is really good with gold, and so that's why I picked the shaded spruce. Okay. Let me pull out all these. And I'm going to show you a trick. If you want to cut out, if you don't have the punch, the easiest way to do it, it'll be backwards than what mine is. It'll look like that. But you could stamp on one side of the DSP and then fussy cut it out. And then you'll have your 4-leaf clover, okay? So there are ways to do it even without the punch. All right, I'm going to see if I can get it out of that little piece there. And ta-da, I did. All right. No waste tonight. All right, so we've got that punched out. Let's go ahead and fold our card base. We're going to attach this to the center. I'm going to be honest with you. This DSP I have not used nearly enough, and I'm actually going to be sad when it's gone because I do like the polka dots and the plaid. I'm not a huge fan of the flower pattern, but I like all the others. All right, so we've got that there. We're going to stamp our sentiment with shaded spruce. And these are the, what are they called? The deckled rectangles. So it looks like it's torn paper on the sides. We're going to get this down here at the bottom. Pray real hard it's, oh, well. We'll just turn it over and start over. Let me make sure I get that real inked up. All right, let's try that again. What is going on? Huh. You know what I did? I had something sitting on top of it, so it's gotta come back together. Okay, so we're gonna leave it like that because that one looks better. I had another stamp, or I had the ink pad sitting on top of it, so it squished my stamp down. It's got to rise back up again, but it'll be all right. No one will tell, right? What about using a gem to cover the ink spots? Oh, yeah. Always. You can always use to cover the ink spots. Yes, you can. And, you know, I'm pretty good at that, Carrie, because I make a lot of mistakes. And a lot of times the reason I use embellishments is because, well, I have ink spots everywhere. When I was creating these cards, I was actually working on these last week. And my entire fingers, like the tips of my fingers, were completely covered in shaded spruce. Don't know how that happened, but it was. So shaded spruce apparently is like Night of Navy and Real Red for me. Exactly, like I always meant it to be that way. That is exactly correct. All right, so we're going to stick this down right there in the center. Then we're going to take our clover, and see, you could do either side. You could always flip that and do that too. So, but I really like the polka dots. Really like the polka dots for St. Patty's. All right, we'll take all these off. Finger rainbow. Yes, very much so. Very much so. All right. Let's take our gold. And we're going to tie a bow. And, oops. All right. Let me wrap that up so it's not all over the place. Grab a glue dot. And then we're going to stick it right there. And let's attach this to our inside. I could, Deb. You are absolutely correct. Kathy, I actually thought about you when I was completely covered in it. I actually almost took a picture and sent it to you. Because I figured you would say real red. And cherry cobbler for you too, yeah. You know, cherry cobbler is not that bad for me. I say that and then it will be, but it's not too bad for me right now. I haven't had many problems with it, but yeah, real red, Night of Navy. And you know, Night of Navy is my favorite color, so I use it a lot. All right, so there are the projects for tonight. There we go, there we go. Let me move that out the way. Okay, I've got a couple other cards to show you. I'm going to show you one as a teaser because this is going to be an additional project that will come out in a video this week. It will come out on Thursday if I get it to upload. So this one will be the fourth project. So I will get that posted. Thanks, Deb. This, if you're on my team, close your eyes if you don't want to see it, but this is our team swap. And see, I didn't use the punch at all. I just stamped the background with some macaroon. And then here's one. This is using that polka dot background again. I love this one. I do. I really like, but I had already planned all those and did the blog post. And then I created that one and I was like, oh man. So it is what it is, right? Okay, so these are some swaps that I got. I'm going to take them out so you can see them. And this swap was done by Carrie Blake. And it's just such a cute, I love the layout of that one. And then this was a swap from Carol Hickman. And so that one's really cute too. And she uses the polka dot background stamp there too, which is really cool. Okay, and then this is, so this month was our St. Patty's Day swap for our team. And so here's another idea. I wanted to give this to you as well. This is another idea to use if you don't have the punch, or even if you don't have the stamp set. You can always find any stamp that you have that says good luck, or, you know, I mean, you could do anything. Hey friend, hello, whatever, right? But this is using our heart punch. And she created a 3-leaf clover with it. And then for a stem, if you don't have a stamp set that has a stem in it, then all you have to do is just fussy cut a stem to put on it. So I thought that was a genius idea. She did a great job with that. And that was Kathy Goldie, who's on here. So, all right, ladies, that is it for tonight. Again, you can find all the description products that were used, measurements for all the products that we did tonight. You can find that over on my blog. And I think that's it for now. Oh, don't forget, if you spend $50 with me in my online store, it's $50 before tax and shipping. This is my card this month and hey, it's using the hashtag, the hash mark, embossing folder. And then this is the, I just drew a blank. Cottage Rose. Maybe it's Cottage Rose. I think it's Cottage Rose. Stamp set as well. So, but this, you get a PDF of, I think there's over 40 cards this month. Over 30. I know there's over 30. So you can get a free PDF for me when you spend over $50 in my online store. All right. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys later. Bye.